Welcome back everyone, my name's Griphons and this is some more Stellaris Federations, playing as the Democratic Griffin States. I'm sorry, my bad. First time messing that one up. Anyway, this is Art's Nest, which is the world with that sea of consciousness. Now it's gone. So when we look here, it is unknown contact. Enact to study the living sea planetary decision on the planet. Well, we are colonizing it. It only had... Well, to enact the decision, I believe you do have to colonize it. So, let's start studying the living sea. With the enactment of the planetary decision on Earth's Nest, a research team will be placed in orbit to study the strange sea presence at a safe distance. Science Officer Imasu has expressed some regret at being unable to further study the mysterious entity she helped discover, but she is willing to accept her current assignment as taking precedence over personal interests. Well, keep us informed anyway. Give me a second, I have a really annoying itch in a really annoying spot and it needs to be taken care of. Hopefully that was that. Okay, let's continue on. We are filling up some borders left and right, which is very good news for us. We are sending our scientists to check out more of our the animals around everywhere. So the Trade Association entered a migration treaty. We have secured the Zulker swarm. The Zulker are swarming insect analogues, unusual both for their large size and the fact that they are lithivores, feeding off rocks and minerals in the ground. One of the shuttles belonging to the Laughing Lapoo sustained serious damage when it inadvertently passed through a large swarm and several Zulkers began to feed on its hull. The construction of the special containment facilities required to hold these creatures has already begun at the Museum of Exobiology on Griffonia. Which means you're done. Which means you're gonna go and check out the tree. Actually, you're gonna go check out the tree. You're gonna go do this anomaly. A number of individuals belonging to the pre-sapient native population of Nootka's Nest somehow got into a secure compound on the outskirts of our colony. They were chased off within hours, but not before severely damaging several interstellar uplinks dedicated to currency transfers. We fear several hundred credits may have been lost in the aether. Damn it, that's not nice.
Ship upgrades.
That was Nootka's Nest,
We have detected an anomaly.
Optical sensors isolate a cluster of shapes on the barren surface of Matsonia 6 that could be buildings. But I believe... Oh no, I haven't taken up... Oh, I cannot uplift them yet. It will also be the Multicultural Society fulfilled for... Oh no, we already have it. Because they still count. Okay. Apparently they still count as a fourth species within our empire. We finished excavating our archaeological dig site. After painstakingly combing through the valley of Macvile for any trace of the legendary huntress, archaeologists were finally able to pinpoint her last resting place. Her fossilized skeleton was found locked in battle with the remains of a large horned arthropoid, with her claws still clasping the hilt of a perfectly preserved sword. This must be the blade of the Huntress. The weapon is composed of an unknown material and is sharp enough to cut straight through our strongest armor. So we found a relic. The blade of the Huntress. Passive effects. Plus 25% army morale and planet sensor range +2. Its active effects, if we activate it for 150 influence, is sub-light speed plus 25%. That's interesting. An ancient and well-preserved weapon forged out of an unknown material. It vibrates slightly with barely contained psionic power. So it's a vibroblade basically.
Situation log.
And while we're in there, let's discover ourselves a precursor thing so we can actually... Art's Nest. Oh wow, we actually found it in our home system. Huh. How many do we have? Okay, so we need one more after that. You can have another destroyer. We're receiving an unusual communique from Imasu. Apparently she's requesting immediate transfer to the orbital research team on Arid's Nest. She claims that she's been hounded night and day by thoughts of the mysterious sea presence on the planet. Thoughts she attests are only partly her own. The request wavers on the precipice between academic and rambling, suggesting the sea presence possesses the ability to imprint neurologically on those it comes into contact with, only to allege that this is why it speaks to her in the voice of lost loved ones. It is unclear if Imasu is unfit for further duty. On the other hand, allowing her to cohabitate with the research team may give them the opportunity for deeper insights into the entity on Arid's Nest. So we either send her to the research station, we tell her to stay where she is, or we fire her. No, I'm gonna send her there. I don't see a reason why not. Let's recruit this person. And you know what? I'll put you in auto exploration. Oh, actually, research that one before they really start hating us and close their borders to us. We currently have neutral relations, but that is wavering. Let's actually improve our relations so it doesn't waver too fast. We've discovered popular rock. Okay. I guess that's the thing too now. You're still gonna take like 1,000 days to get to where you want to go. That's a long time. I want to connect my borders here, so we only have like a large middle area opened up. I suppose you are there. You can go here. If you can see anything from there, and then probably all the way over here, and then there, and then here. Just see if we can see some more range and stuff. Market fee reduction by 10% with insider trading. Okay. That is an interesting... it will just... Basically, we get more money and more resources if we trade them on the market, which is good. Thorough investigation of Power Roost has unearthed evidence of a past Cyberx presence. An away team from the Broadwing Rostrus managed to bring a relatively well-preserved artifact back to the ship, which should hopefully increase our knowledge of this ancient civilization. Now you can go and take care of that anomaly. Oh, better reactors, more power. Yeah, there they are. Let's get better research station output and let's do the climate control network. You have a job. Well, let's build another generator then. I can upgrade my planetary administration here, which I will gladly do. Actually, we still need to force on that one. Will be some more jobs becoming available because of that, but that should be fine. Revelations. Our research crew in orbit of Arid's Nest has made a series of fascinating breakthroughs regarding the planet's strange sea of consciousness. With Science Officer Imasu acting as an invaluable asset to the team, the crew has described the planetary sea as a psionic entity. Its seemingly incorporeal state in fact belies a complex and coherent quantum wave structure, approximating a massive neural network unlike any other on record. Imasu's research has led to incredible insights into psionic theory, and deepened our understanding of the interaction of quantum states and consciousness. As for Imasu herself, our former science officer will remain on the orbital facility for as long as we maintain it, observing the entity from afar. We get technology, psionic theory. Okay, we just got it for free. That's pretty good. And interesting for sure. Crashed starship over there. Some of these don't even have... Oh no, there's one here. A hole in the ground. Ah, the gas giant structure, yes. Let's take a jump next, because then we can send them, Tatik and Yathi, to dig on that dig site.
Construction completed.
They want to declare war, a humiliate war against the United... the United Eldar Hegemony wants a humiliate war against democratic Griffin states. They are currently equivalent in fleet power, and we are building ourselves some... Well, we are researching cruisers. Before we do that then, I would like to make some claims. That is gonna suck really bad for my scientist though. Then again, oh right, and I really want to claim this system regardless at some point. So for now I'm gonna make these claims. And since it is going to be a 2 against 1, right? They don't have any defensive pacts. No, they don't. We are technically in a truce, but I think this should be fine. Anyway, we're going to send our fleets up here. I'm going to let this vote take down a couple more days. Just give it some time. You need another district, obviously. Bazanek. Ooh, we lost a sign. Oh, right now we just spent all of our influence, so there's that. Right, we need to assign a new scientist. Let's get Magenta Cone. You did get your stuff for the starbase, so that's at least good.
Knowledge is the key.
Yeah, they're gonna be instantly pushed out of that system. FTL inhibitors seem like a very good idea right about now. So we're gonna take 3 systems, and that will slowly inch our way towards Zawad, which we want. And just give it some more time. How long do you need? 500 days before you arrive there. Oof. Since their fleet is also underway, I'm gonna vote yes now. Erupted. We are at war. You are very likely evading hostiles now. Couldn't find a path home, so let's do an emergency FTL jump. The signal originates from the remains of an antenna-like structure. Exploratory probes were dispatched from the Broadwing Restru to the surface to investigate the matter more closely. What Science Officer Tatik and Yathi found was a cavernous vault that, while easily pried open, was evidently the last safe house and refuge of some long-dead race of aliens. While reasonably technologically advanced, it seems that they never reached for the stars and perished to some planet-wide natural disaster. The vault is immense, housing thousands upon thousands of black boxes that the Broadwing Restru is determined to be data storage devices. A special project has been prepared to decode their contents.
Log has been updated.
Definitely check that out.
Research concluded.
Special project completed. Ah, it's the tree. Let's do research first. Yeah, let's do the embassy complex and more diplomatic weight. We also have an envoy free because we were improving relations up here, which we can do now. Let's start translating the warriors text. They want us to have at least 20 credits per month. There's one here. If we track all on the map, we've completed these 3. One here. Ah, there is one here. Right, that's the one I was missing. That's fine though. In that case, once you're done, you can fly and research that project. Yes. So after rigorous research, we now understand why the tree's sap summoned those creatures. The tree is able to produce a highly nutritious substance, which has machine-like abilities to repair organic tissue. The tree is a tree of life. If we harvested it, we could use it to expand the lifespan of our people. But there's one problem. The tree's healing power is limited in amount. We could only use it to improve a small group of people's life substantially, or increase everyone's situation by a small amount. So we could either do the excluding elixir of life, giving it to our leaders, and increases the lifespan of every leader by 15 years. Or we could give it to the people, which increases happiness by 5%, which is a boost to stability. Or we could let tree be and get 25 influence. Well, that's like 6 months worth of influence. That's not worth it. I shall give it to the people. Because, well, let's face it, we are egalitarians, so the people deserve it. Okay, so we have ourselves, this will be a research world. Yeah. So we have one for civilian industry, one for alloys, one for bureaucrats, one for culture, for unity. So this will most likely should be a civilian industries one, because we're gonna need a lot of civilian industries regardless. They have 13 districts available because, well, I know I already said I wasn't gonna do robots, even though now I was like, oh, I see the robot thing, maybe I should get robots, but no. Don't really have any planets worthwhile. Maybe Arid's Nest is the closest worthwhile for robots, but...
A special project has concluded.
Okay, we've completed the Limbo project. You can finish surveying the system, by the way. You are done here. I'm gonna send you to Kajam. And we're still waiting on influence there. So the vault is a tomb for hopeful immortals. Science Officer Tatika Yathi asserts that the huge blocks of ternary code found in the databanks are neural images, digitized brain scans. Doubtless, the aliens of Ojlar's B1 considered this their only shot at any kind of survival following whatever calamity befell their planet. They didn't have the means to resurrect themselves, but banked on the impossibly small hope that eventually someone else would have those means. So we could let dead aliens lie, or we could download their neural patterns for safekeeping. Well, I'm gonna do the safekeeping because we are nice. And now they're claiming systems back on us. What the Breezeblown Enac found in Matsonia 6 were not buildings, but surprisingly regular mineral outcroppings. Science Officer Pachi Alungor asserts that these angular blocks of rock are the product of interactions between tectonic plates. Their shapes the result of the unusual tectonophysics inherent in the planet's crust. The perfect angularity of these thrust faults implies a possibility of aliens tampering with Matsonia 6's crust at some point in the past. Okay. You have a fleet of 24k, and that's roughly it. So we should have double the strength. Research station, mining station,
concluded.
And start excavating the dig sites. And we have cruisers. Let's go with exotic gas refineries for more gas production. And now we go to the ship designer. Cruiser, we want a artillery bow, a hangar core, and a broadside stern. So we'll put a big gun in front, a medium laser in the back, strike craft in the hangar, as well as 1 point defense and 1 flak battery. Now autocomplete the design. It's taking a lot of shielding here, and I do want to even that out. This should be fine. We don't have these things yet. Okay, save that design. Now we go to our fleet manager and we add 5 cruisers to our fleet. Now what we can also do is buy some extra alloys. Definitely sell some consumer goods because we have such a reserve. We also have a ton of modes. Let's sell some of those. Let's sell some gas. Let's sell some food. And some minerals. Now we have 13,000 credits. This can buy us 1,250 alloys. And I want to reinforce my fleet. And that's 3 cruisers being added. I'll remove one just for now, but 2 cruisers will be sent to our fleet very shortly, and they will be strong. And you, in the meantime, you can build me an outpost here, so we connect our borders. I love getting these cruisers
System
now.
survey concluded.
The Matsonia system has been fully surveyed. Good, excellent news. They're also still expanding over here. Very good news. You are on Auto Explorer, so I don't have to watch for you doing your thing. It's going automatically. Planetary capital is on its way to being finished, which is good. So if I remove them from food, we will suddenly lose all of our farmers, which is really annoying. Ah, they finally rivaled us, which means we can rival them back.
Concluded.
And rivaling them back will give us more influence per month. Colossal Impact Crater hints at something big collided with the planet's surface once upon a time. So we're now gaining 0.5 extra influence from being rivals. Like, they're completely stuck in this corner now. They don't even have an existing wormhole, which might be why they want Medak to at some point get out of there. We're not gonna let them. A massive crater on Merope 3 appears to be the result of a collision with a starship. From the size of the crater, we suspect that a ship exiting a hyperlane at maximum velocity rammed the planet for reasons unknown roughly 10,000 years ago. The stormy Nerit has picked up residual subspace echoes near the crash site reminiscent of a collapsed hyperparticulate field, but as the ship itself disintegrated on impact, the theory cannot be verified. You are... Right, you were called back? You know what, let's go all the way over here and survey in that direction. You're done here, you were down there. Let's see where the amoeba have gone. Excellent, they give us the occupation because we are the ones claiming it. And it's a humiliation war, so it's just achieving a couple of war goals and destroying them. Relative navy strength plus 50. Do they have... They are equivalent though. And we just got cruisers. Our first 2 cruisers have just been built. I kind of want more cruisers though, so I'm gonna buy a little bit more alloys. So I can possibly get 2 more. Yep, I can get 2 more built now. Excellent news. Okay, so we got an extra administrator job, and that's it actually. Huh. Do we have an open researcher job? No, we don't. And no artisan job either. Okay, so there's a new political faction. This is the spiritual faction. We allow for robots, which, I mean, we don't not allow them, so... Secular states, so having spirituous values reflected in their empire governing ethics will please them. We do not accept mind over matter, and they are a minority, so yeah, they don't like it here that much. But there's only 6 of them right now. Let's get better shields. More power to our shippings. Aggressive stance, and no, or well, I can put you in aggressive
System
for now
survey
as well.
concluded.
23.
Construction
The
completed.
first 2 cruisers are almost there. Anyway, the present dark and lifeless interior of the space station almost succeeds in hiding the fact that it must have been designed as some kind of luxurious pleasure palace. There are seemingly endless rows of rusty slot machines, hundreds of decrepit bars and restaurants, and amidst it all, thousands of bodies. Dead, partially mummified aliens or at least a dozen different species can be found everywhere, but most of the bodies are clustered around the empty escape pod bays. Right, you should become a research space as well. So what do we build for the time being? That's the big deal here. You know, I'm just gonna build 2 agriculture districts for more food. I think that's fine. You are... you only have building cost reduction, so nothing special. no insane amount of districts. We already built a second one of these. This is going to be another alloy foundry world. Oh, you're actually already done here. Right, mining stations here and there. 2 and 2 and... Oh, actually, yes. We should upgrade this starbase soon to get more trade value out of this very lucrative area, actually. And the cruisers should at any moment be joining our main fleet here. Currently at 22.1k strength. Now at 2.9k strength. And this fleet is... okay, their fleet is there. That's it. Wow, my one fleet is stronger than their two fleets. Ouch.
The special project has concluded.
Do I want to secure a planet from them? Safe harbor. That is a desert world. That would cost me 280 because we're currently in an offensive war. Hey. 360 because we're in a defensive war. But the fact that we're rivals makes it cheaper outside of the war at the very least. The Tarsagoid is an extremely lethal predator that stalks the dense jungles of Verlpog at night, paralyzing its prey with electric shocks before sucking their brains out with its tube-like mouth. Unfortunately, 3 of the crew from the Leafy Warbler were lost to these creatures before a specimen could be secured. The Museum of Exobiology in Griffonia will rename one of its wings after these brave officers to honor their sacrifice. I think you can survey that way now. Looks like it. Our fleets are inbound on Vokon. 180 days. Yeah, that should be fine. Now, our allies are claiming more stuff. You can now upgrade. That is perfect. Which means this can become our research world. But regardless of that, I would like to thank you all for watching. Make sure to like this video if you enjoyed it and subscribe to the channel if you want to keep up to date in the future. Make sure to ring that bell if you want to be notified a little bit quicker. And here we see these two. Ah, such an annoying spot, aren't they? There's probably something in Turbic, but we're gonna see, check it out anyway. You actually, yeah, I kind of want to have a science ship ready up here to check on Iriamun, though. I want to get those creatures. They cannot close their borders on us after the war simply because during a truce, borders are forced open. Anyway, I will see you all later.